To be useful, a program usually needs to communicate with the outside world by obtaining input data from the user and displaying result data back to the user. This tutorial will introduce you to Python input and output. Input may come directly from the user via the keyboard or from some external source like a file or database. Output can be displayed directly to the console or IDE to the screen via a graphical user interface, or again to an external source. Programs often need to obtain data from the user, usually by way of input from the keyboard. The simplest way to accomplish this in Python is with input. Input is an excellent function in Python and is often used in programming. It pauses your program and waits for the user to enter some text. Once Python receives the user input, it stores it in a variable. Let's make some examples. Type. Once the user presses the Enter key, all characters typed are read and returned as a string. Note that the new line generated when the user presses the Enter key isn't included as part of the returned string. If you include the optional prompt argument, input displays it as a prompt to the user before pausing the read input. The input function takes one argument, the instructions you want to display to the user. Then the user sees the prompt, "What's your name?" and waits while the user enters their response, and continues after the user presses Enter. The response is stored in the variable message. Then message displays the user's input. It's better to add a space at the end of your prompts, after the question mark in our example, to separate the prompt from the user's response. Also, I use double quotes because I've already quoted it inside the text. Now let's try something different. We want to write a prompt for longer than one line. The first line stores the first part of the message with the variable prompt. In the second line, the operator plus the string stored in a prompt and adds the new string onto the end. The \n change line. The prompt is then stored in a variable name and pass that variable to the input function. Finally, we print the text "Hi," the variable name, and the phrase "My name is Robot." If you see carefully the code line, the syntax error is because of the quotes. I opened with double quotes and closed with single quotes. Let me fix that. Great. Input always returns a string. If you want a numeric type, then you need to convert the string to the appropriate type with the int, float, or complex built-in functions. This line converts n to an integer, so the print statement succeeds.